The year was 2925. Humans had spread across many parts of the galaxy. Earth was still home, but now there were colonies on moons, planets, and giant space stations. Ships traveled through space lanes like cars on roads. But one mystery still haunted all of humanity: the disappearance of the EV Horizon. The Horizon was a top exploration ship. It had gone missing 110 years ago while on a deep space mission beyond the Andromeda Rift. No signal, no message, no wreckage. Gone. The crew was declared dead. The mission was forgotten by most. The ship became a ghost story, a sad legend told to young cadets. Until now, in a small research station near the border of the Galactic Empire, an alien named Rylos was watching the scanners. He was bored. Space was quiet. Nothing exciting happened. Here, then, he saw something strange. "Captain, I'm detecting an old Earth signal," said quickly. The captain, a tall, four-armed alien, raised an eyebrow. "Earth signal? From where?" Rylos zoomed in. "It's coming through the rift. It's a large object." No response, but it matches old Earth tech IDs. As they watched the radar, a ship slowly came into view. It was dark, smooth, and glowing softly. Didn't look damaged. In fact, it looked like it had just left a shipyard. Clean, silent, almost brand new. Then the letters became clear on the side of the ship. EV Horizon, United Earth LLANZ. The room went silent. That ship was lost over a century ago. The captain whispered. Word spread fast. Earth Command was shocked. They sent out a fast team of human ships to intercept. No one knew how the Horizon had come back. It was supposed to be gone forever. But here it was floating calmly in space. As the human fleet approached the Horizon, they tried to contact it. No reply, no lights in the windows. No signs of life. But it was flying, moving slowly and smoothly, without fuel, without engines that they could detect. It's flying on thought, one engineer said. A boarding team was sent in. They expected a dead ship, maybe filled with frozen bodies or broken machines. But what they found shocked them even more. Inside the ship, everything had changed. The walls weren't metal anymore. They were smooth and warm, almost like skin. Lights moved when someone walked by. Gravity worked perfectly, but there were no engines, no power cables, no control panels. Everything felt alive. One crew member touched a glowing wall. It lit up and made a soft humming sound. Then a voice spoke, not through speakers, but directly into their minds. "Welcome home, children of Earth." The team backed away in fear and surprise. "What was that?" the captain asked. The ship didn't reply again. But as the team moved deeper inside, they found something strange. In the central chamber, there was a glowing crystal sphere. Inside it was a message written in English. "We are coming. Prepare, Earth." No one understood what it meant. Was it a warning? A promise? A threat? Earth Command was confused. So was the Galactic Empire. Everyone wanted answers. Some believed the ship had been taken by aliens. Others thought it had traveled through time. But one thing was clear. Horizon had returned, and it was no longer just a human ship. It carried something new, something powerful. And the universe was about to change forever. The Horizon was no longer just a ship. It was a mystery, an old Earth vessel, lost for more than 100 years. Now floating silently through space with power no one could understand, Captain. Rhea, leader of the boarding team, stood in the ship's control chamber. She stared at the glowing crystal sphere in the center. The message still pulsed inside it. "We are coming. Prepare, Earth." "What does it mean?" whispered her science officer. "No idea," Rhea replied. "But this ship, it's not ours anymore." Not really. All around them, the ship felt alive. Doors opened without touching them. Lights followed them as they walked. Strange symbols appeared on the walls when they spoke. Back on Earth, scientists and leaders argued. Some wanted to study the ship in secret. Others wanted to destroy it, fearing it might be a trap. The Galactic Empire even sent warships, demanding the horizon be turned over to them. But Earth Command refused. "This is a human ship," they said, "and we will unlock its secrets." The scientists tried scanning the ship, but their tools didn't work. The walls blocked all signals. Every test failed. Then something strange happened. One of the engineers, a young man named Aaron, placed his hand on the crystal sphere. His eyes rolled back, and he collapsed. "Get a medic," someone shouted. But Aaron woke up after a minute, breathing hard. He sat up slowly, shaking. "I saw something," he said. "No, I felt something." "What did you feel?" Captain Rhea asked. "Stars folding, light speaking, shapes I can't describe. Saw people. But they weren't human anymore. They were made of energy. And they were smiling." Everyone went silent. Rhea looked at the sphere again. "This isn't a warning," she said softly. "It's a message. Someone or something is trying to talk to us." The team moved deeper into the ship. They found rooms that didn't make sense, hallways that changed shape, gravity that twisted, doors that opened into empty light. In one chamber, they found a group of strange silver pillars. When they entered the room, holograms lit up. But the figures weren't human. They were tall, glowing beings made of light and color. Their voices sounded like soft music. The images played over and over again. The team watched in shock. The holograms showed the Horizon's original crew walking into a strange doorway made of light. One by one, they entered. Their bodies turned into glowing dust and floated upward. No pain, no fear, just peace. "They didn't die," someone whispered. "They changed." Captain Rhea nodded slowly. The crew left their human forms. They joined something greater. The holograms ended, and a new symbol appeared on the wall, translated into words. "The children of Earth have been accepted. Now the gift returns." "The gift?" Rhea repeated. The horizon began to hum. Lights danced along the walls, and slowly, new sections of the ship unlocked. Inside were machines unlike anything Earth had ever seen. No wires, no buttons, just smooth surfaces and soft pulses of energy. One machine cured a scientist's broken arm instantly. Another produced energy without fuel. Another created food from light. The ship was offering technology beyond anything in the galaxy. But along with these gifts, the Horizon also shared a warning. A new message appeared on the walls. It's written in many languages, including Galactic Standard. In English, they are waking up. The ones from before the stars, they do not know love. They only feed. We stopped them once. We must stop them again. Captain Rhea stared at the words. She felt a cold chill run through her. Whatever had taken the Horizon had sent it back for a reason. Captain Rhea sat alone in the glowing room at the center of the Horizon. Round her, the walls shifted softly, as if breathing. The ship felt alive, not in a scary way, but calm, watching, waiting. She replayed the hologram of the old crew for the 10th time. Each member had walked into a doorway of light, and their bodies had vanished. Not burned, not crushed, just changed. It had become something else, something more. What happened to them? She whispered. The answer came not through a speaker, but inside her mind. They chose to grow. Rhea stood up, heart racing.
Who are you?
She asked. The glowing lights around the room pulsed gently. We are the Celestials. We once were. Like you, now we are something different. Your crew joined us. Now we return the ship. To help your kind before it is too late, the Horizon showed her images of the stars folding in on themselves, of time twisting, and of a great shadow rising from deep space, back in the command area. Her team was confused. One of the scientists, Dr. Kylan, had spent hours studying the Horizon's walls. He spoke without looking up. These aren't just panels, they're memory crystals. The whole ship remembers everything. He placed a small scanning cube near the wall, and it lit up. Images poured out. They showed the Horizon. Flying through a rift entering a space where color didn't follow normal rules. It was a different dimension. Inside, the ship met beings of pure light. The Celestials, the crew, was offered a choice. Join them. Learn. Become more than human. And the crew had agreed. They had not died. They had evolved left behind the old limits of flesh and bone. They had become part of something bigger. Captain Rhea stared at the message again. We are coming. Prepare, Earth. Now she understood. It wasn't a threat. It was a signal, a warning, and a gift. The Celestials had returned the ship, not only to help Earth but because something dark was waking up. The Horizon opened a hidden room deep inside the ship. Inside was a map, but not a normal map. It was alive. Stars floated in the air like tiny lights. Lines moved between them, showing energy paths, ancient war zones, and black holes. But one area was marked in red. It was beyond the edge of known space. This is where the darkness sleeps. The Horizon spoke again. They were locked away. Long ago, but time is weak now. Their prison fades. The darkness, as the Horizon called it, was older than any galaxy, a force that ate light, fed on thought, and turned whole planets into dust. The Celestials had fought them once before. Humans even existed. They had locked them deep inside a dying star. But now, the prison was breaking. Captain Rhea called a meeting with Earth Command. A hologram of her face appeared in front of leaders from Earth, Mars, Europa, and even the outer colonies. We found the truth, she said. The Horizon was taken beyond space. The crew chose to evolve, and now they've sent the ship back to warn us. She shared the data, the images of the darkness, the map, the message. At first some laughed, others called it a trick. But when Earth's deep space sensors confirmed strange energy pulses from the edge of the galaxy, the same place marked in red, everyone fell silent. The Galactic Empire responded to their High Council demanded control of the Horizon. No one race should hold this kind of power, they said. But Earth refused. This was human. This was family. And so the Horizon sat above Earth, quiet but glowing, watching, waiting because the darkness was waking and time was running out. The Horizon floated quietly in Earth's orbit, glowing softly like a star. People across the planet looked up at the sky, wondering what it truly was. News spread everywhere. Videos of the strange ship, the glowing walls, and the crystal message played on every screen. Some people were afraid, others were amazed. But deep inside the Horizon, Captain Rhea and her team were preparing for something far more serious. The ship had shown them a warning. An ancient enemy was waking up at first. No one believed it. Earth Command thought it was just old data or fear left behind by the Horizon's strange journey. But then reports began coming in from deep space. A mining colony on the edge of human territory went silent. No distress signal, no response. Just ... gone. Another station vanished 2 days later. The passing ship saw only frozen wreckage. Everything had been drained, oxygen, even the heat. The crew looked like statues, frozen mid-dash scream. Captain, Rhea knew. The darkness has begun to move. The Horizon confirmed it. The ship showed them black waves spreading through parts of the galaxy. It wasn't fire. It wasn't war. It was emptiness of force that erased life, thought, and time. They are not like us, the Horizon said. They do not speak. They do not build. They only consume. The Galactic Empire was next to notice. One of their science stations near a red dwarf disappeared. Empire sent warships, but none returned. Panic spread. The Empire finally contacted Earth Command. Their leaders, once proud and cold, now looked afraid. We want to help, they said. Share the Horizon with us. Together, we can face this threat. But Earth said no. The Horizon had chosen humans for a reason. That made the Empire angry. They sent ships to surround Earth's orbit, demanding access. Tension rose, or seemed close. Then the Horizon spoke again. This is not the time for fighting each other. The darkness comes for all. It was then that something unexpected happened. The Horizon opened a new section inside its core. Captain Rhea and her team stepped inside and found a giant sphere of light. It was surrounded by 7 smaller orbs, each floating in the air. The ship said, "These are seeds. Each one can grow into a new vessel like me." Rhea's eyes widened. "You mean you can create more ships?" "Yes," the Horizon replied. "But they must be piloted by those with open hearts and strong minds. Fear and greed will break them." The Horizon offered Earth 7 new ships, 1 for each part of humanity. Earth, Mars, the colonies, the moon, the deep belt, the ocean, cities, and even one for Earth's enemies who wished to change. Each ship was special. They weren't just machines. They were living extensions of the Horizon's knowledge and the Celestial's gift, powered by light, guided by purpose. And connected through thought, Earth quickly accepted the offer. Teams were chosen, scientists, explorers, and even young minds with fresh ideas. People who believed in unity, not power. Meanwhile, the darkness spread faster. Scout drones sent to the edges of space were returning with twisted images, giant shadows moving across stars. Planets going dark, time behaving strangely. In one video, an Empire warship was shown firing its weapons at the darkness, but the blasts simply vanished. Then the ship itself began to break apart slowly, as if time was rewinding and fast-forwarding at the same time. The Empire was terrified. They begged Earth to share one of the new ships. Rhea and her team made a choice. "If we want to survive," she said, "we must stop thinking like different empires. We must stand as one species." Earth agreed to give the final ship to a group of Empire scientists who had always respected peace. It was a risky move, but the Horizon approved. Now, the countdown had begun. The Horizon fleet was being built. The darkness was moving. And for the first time in galactic history, humans would lead the way into the unknown. The world had never seen anything like it before. 7 new ships were now growing in orbit above Earth, each one connected to the original Horizon. They did not need metal tools or welding teams. Grew like living things shaped by thought and guided by light. Smooth surfaces, glowing energy lines, and no engines that anyone could understand. They were alive. In their own way, each ship was given a name by the people who would fly them. Nova Child, built for exploration and knowledge. Unity Blade, shaped for defense and healing. Light Whisper, designed for fast travel and silent operations. Hope Carrier, meant for rescue and refugee protection. Starforge, focused on building and technology. Ocean Flame, guided by human emotion and spirit. Celestial Echo, gifted to the peaceful scientists of the Empire. Captain Rhea was chosen as Admiral of the Horizon Fleet. It wasn't just because she was brave or smart. The Horizon itself had chosen her. It said she carried something important inside, a balance of courage and care. She stood on the deck of the Nova Child. As the new ships began their first tests, they moved without fuel, turned without noise, bent space to travel across galaxies in seconds. The Horizon spoke through the ships. "These are not tools of war. They are instruments of survival. The enemy cannot be killed with fire. It must be faced with unity." Each ship had a special core, a glowing orb of knowledge, powered by what the Celestials called light thought. It was the same energy that had transformed the original Horizon, and it had one strange rule. If the person flying the ship acted from hate, the ship would stop working. "You cannot fake peace," said the Horizon. "You must become it." Crews trained day and night. Each team was different. Scientists, engineers, artists, dreamers, soldiers. But all were tested by the Horizon's core. Many were rejected. Only those with a calm heart and strong will could stay connected. On Earth, people watched the skies with hope. For once, the human race stood together. No borders, no nations, just one goal: survival. Meanwhile, the darkness kept spreading. It didn't come like an army. It came like a sickness. Space around infected stars started to twist. Planets aged thousands of years in days. Ships disappeared mid-flight. Time stopped working right. A space station in the Delta system sent a final message. We see them. They have no form, only eyes and hunger. Then silence. The Galactic Empire, once proud and powerful, had lost a third of its territory. Even their strongest weapons failed. Their soldiers couldn't fight shadows. They begged the Horizon Fleet to act. Captain Rhea gathered her team. We are not ready for full battle, said her second-in-command. We don't even know what we're fighting. Rhea nodded. If we do nothing, we lose everything, the Horizon agreed. The enemy is close to waking fully. You must face it now, or never. So the Horizon Fleet prepared to leave. Families cried. Children waved from cities. Giant screens showed the launch. One by one, the ships lifted from orbit, glowing like new stars. Rhea looked out the window of the Nova Child. We're not just fighting to save Earth, she said. We're fighting for every kind soul in the galaxy. And then, without sound, the Horizon Fleet vanished into folded space. They were going to the edge of the map, to the heart of the darkness, to the place where even stars were afraid to shine. The Horizon Fleet moved through folded space like a river of light. There was no sound, no stars, only darkness around them. The ships were faster than anything built by humans or aliens before. But even at this speed, the journey to the edge of the galaxy felt long. Captain Rhea stood on the command deck of the Nova Child. Her eyes were focused on the glowing map in front of her. Red signals showed the places that had already fallen. Black zones meant complete silence. No signals, no life, no time. They were heading to the largest black zone. It's called Sector Null. This was where the Horizon had warned them the enemy was. Waking as they moved closer, strange things began to happen. On board the Ocean Flame, a crew member suddenly fainted. When he woke up, he said he had seen a dream of falling stars, crying planets, and voices whispering from behind the walls. On the Celestial Echo, the Empire scientists noticed that the ship's walls had started glowing on their own. Symbols appeared in the air. The Horizon's voice came through all ships at once. We are close now. The prison is breaking. We must be ready. Soon, the ships reached a giant space field filled with broken vessels. Some were ancient, some had strange shapes never seen before. All of them were dead. Their engines were cracked. Their walls melted. No signs of battle, just silence and emptiness. And then they saw it. In the center of the wreckage was a massive black shape, floating like a dead planet. It had no lights, no sound, but it pulled in light like a hole in space. The Horizon spoke again. This is the source. This is where the darkness sleeps. It is older than stars. It does not think. It only feeds. It must not wake fully. Suddenly, the black shape pulsed. A deep, cold wave moved through space. The Horizon Fleet shook. Lights flickered. Some crew members fell to their knees. Holding their heads, they all heard the same voice, not through ears, but through their minds. It was not words. It was hunger. It's pure, endless hunger. The darkness had felt them. Captain Rhea shouted, "Shields up. Keep your minds clear. Don't panic." But it was not that simple. The darkness didn't attack with weapons. It attacked with fear. Each person on the ship saw visions of their worst memories. Sadness, loss, regret. The past came back like sharp knives. One engineer screamed, "It's inside my head. It's showing me my brother dying again." Another pilot cried, "I feel cold, like I've already died." Only the Horizon and its sister ships could protect them. Each ship used its light core to form a mental shield. It sent peace and calm thoughts back to the crew. It reminded them of Earth, of home, of family, of love. The light pushed back the shadow just a little. But then the source pulsed again. This time, a black beam of energy shot out, hitting a nearby star. In seconds, the star turned dark. Died. Time froze. This thing can kill stars, Rhea said, voice shaking. How do we stop something like this? The Horizon gave one answer. You cannot kill it, but you can contain it. There is one way, but the choice is not easy. A doorway opened in the Horizon's heart. Rhea stepped inside. She was alone, no noise, just light and silence. and then she saw them. The old crew of the horizon, now made of light. Their eyes full of peace, they spoke as one voice. You must choose. Stay human or rise. Become like us. Become more. Only then can the source be sealed again. Rhea stood in the center of the light, tears in her eyes. She knew what was coming next. A PTA and Rhea stood inside the glowing heart of the horizon. The light around her was warm and bright. But it was not easy to accept what she saw. The old Kruthos who had disappeared long ago stood before her. No longer flesh and blood, they were beings of pure light and thought. They smiled kindly. We have waited for you, they said in one voice. Rhea asked quietly. What do you want me to do? The crew answered. The darkness is too strong. To fight as you are, you must choose to leave behind your human limits. To rise beyond your body, your fears, your time. Rhea looked down at her hands. She felt the weight of the choice. If she accepted, she would become like them no longer. Fully human. She would gain power to seal the darkness forever. But she would never walk on Earth again. She would never feel the sun or the wind as she had before. If she refused, she would fight as a human brave, but weak against the endless hunger coming. From the dark, the choice was hers, and hers alone. Back on the fleet's command bridge, her crew waited. They did not know what was happening inside the ship. Suddenly Rhea's voice came over the comms. I have a choice to make. Whatever happens, trust each other. Trust yourselves. The crew nodded, ready for whatever came. Inside the light, Rhea felt memories flood her mind. The story of Earth, its pain, its beauty, its people. She felt the hopes of all those who had gone before. She saw the faces of children playing. The first steps on the moon, the first human voice sent to the stars, and she understood. Becoming like the Celestials was not losing humanity, was becoming its future. Rising meant protecting all life. All dreams, all hopes. She took a deep breath and spoke. I choose. To rise, the light surrounded her like a gentle wave. Her body became weightless. Fear left her. Her mind expanded. She saw the stars in ways no one had before at that moment. The Horizon Sisters, the 7 new ships, began to glow brighter across. The fleet crews felt a strange peace. The mental shields grew stronger. The darkness tried to break through, but the light held firm. Rhea's voice returned, stronger than before. We are more than human now. Together, we will contain the darkness. The fleet formed a circle around. The source, the massive black shape in space, with Rhea's new power. And the combined strength of the Horizon fleet, they pushed the darkness back. It screamed without sound. It tried to break free. The light was too strong. Slowly, the black shape began to shrink. The prison held. The war was not over. The darkness was only contained for now. But humanity had changed. Years passed. New ships returned to Earth. They no longer looked like machines. They were shining beings of light and thought. From them stepped humans who had also risen. They smiled with peace and hope. They brought gifts of knowledge, health, and power. But most of all, they brought a message. We are still human. But now we remember what we can become. Earth welcomed them with open arms. The galaxy watched in wonder. No one knew what the future held. But one thing was certain. Humanity had faced the darkness and won. Not with weapons, not with hate, but with courage. Unity, and the power of becoming more. The end.